forget everything you've ever been told about getting rich. Seriously, we are about to unpack a brand new step-by-step blueprint for building real wealth from absolute scratch, right now in the age of AI. No trust fund, no winning lottery ticket, just a clear strategy for the world we live in today. You've heard this 1,000 times, haven't you? It's that old piece of advice that gets thrown around, this idea that you have to already be rich just to even get a chance. And for generations, yeah, that was pretty much the accepted truth of how finance worked. But in the world that's taking shape right now, the world of 2026, that idea is completely, totally a lie. In today's world, that thinking isn't just outdated, it's actively holding you back. The game has changed. The old rules, they've been completely rewritten. So the very first step, the most important one, isn't about investing or saving a single dollar. It's a huge shift in your mindset. See, the biggest gap in the world today isn't really between the rich and the poor. It's between consumers and producers. Just look at how resources flow. Consumers are constantly spending. They spend their time, they spend their money, they spend their attention. All of that value flows away from them. Producers, on the other hand, they invest those exact same resources, time, money, attention, into creating things that generate value. They build skills, they build systems, they build assets. They're literally building equity in their own future. And this, right here, is where things get really exciting. Because you have an unfair advantage that no generation before you has ever had: artificial intelligence. AI is the ultimate equalizer. The tools that are available right now, many of them for free, allow one single person to do the work that used to require entire teams and a ton of capital. It's a game changer. Okay, so how do you actually start being a producer? Well, you begin by getting your hands on the new currency. And that's a high-income skill that costs you absolutely nothing but your time to learn. In this new economy, skill is the new capital. And look, these are just a few of the most in-demand skills out there right now. And they all have one thing in common. They leverage technology. You've got AI workflow architects who help businesses automate processes, saving them a fortune. Digital real estate developers are building and flipping valuable digital assets. You've got AI-enhanced content creators building entire media brands from their bedroom. Micro SaaS builders are creating these tiny, focused software solutions. And fractional AI marketers, they act as a top-level marketing brain for multiple companies at once. The demand for these skills is just exploding. Let's just zoom in on one of these to see how powerful it is. An AI-enhanced content creator. This is someone who can build entire channels on YouTube or TikTok using AI to write scripts, create voiceovers, and even generate video avatars. You can build a massive, monetized brand without ever having to show your face on camera. And the income potential is just staggering. We are seeing creators who really mastered this one single skill, bringing in anywhere from $5,000 to $20,000 a month, often in their very first year. And remember, they started with zero capital. Now, this is absolutely crucial. Don't get overwhelmed and try to learn everything at once. That's a trap. The rule is incredibly simple. Pick one, just one, and dedicate the next 90 days to getting good at it. Go all in. Use free resources, build things for practice, and just become competent. That's your only mission. Okay, so once you have that skill locked down, you need a system to turn it into actual wealth. And that's where we bring in the 3-layer income stack. Think of this as the framework for turning that one skill you've mastered into multiple different streams of income. Here's how it works. It's brilliant. Layer 1 is active income. You start by freelancing or consulting with your new skill to get cash flowing in the door immediately. Then you move to Layer 2, digital products. You take what you're doing, document your process, and turn it into something you can sell over and over, like a template or a course. Finally, Layer 3, passive investments. You take the profits from the first 2 layers and you put them into assets that grow all by themselves. And that's the magic of this system. It's a self-funding rocket. Your active work as a freelancer pays to create your digital products, and the money from those digital products then funds your long-term investments. You're not using your own savings, you're building a self-sustaining engine for wealth creation. And this all leads to the final, beautiful stage. This is the payoff. It's where the system you've so carefully built starts to spin on its own. We call this the wealth flywheel. It's the point where your money starts working for you, compounding and growing 24/7, whether you're working or not. So where does that money go to work?
Well, today's options are way more accessible than they used to be. You can own a tiny slice of an apartment building through tokenized real estate, getting rental income without being a landlord. You can use AI to manage a crypto portfolio for you so you're not making emotional decisions. Or you can start with something super simple and safe like a high-yield savings account, which is paying out pretty solid returns right now.
You know, I get that this can all sound a bit like a theory. So let's make it real. Let's look at an actual example of how this plays out. Let's meet Sarah. Her story shows you that this blueprint, it's not just an idea, it's a repeatable reality.
So Sarah started at zero. She picked a skill, AI workflow automation, and for 90 days, that was her focus. Just 3 months in, she landed her first few freelance clients, and she made her first $2,000. By month 6, she'd built her first digital product, a guide for small businesses, and that added another $9,000 to her income. And by the end of 1 year, between her clients, her product sales, and her very first investments, she was making a staggering $12,000 a month. Now, the most important thing to understand about Sarah's journey is that it's not some one-in-a-million fluke. It's not a fairy tale. With the right strategy and with the incredible tools that are now available to literally everyone, this is the new, achievable reality of building wealth. So, there you have it. We've laid out the entire blueprint for you. From shifting your mindset from consumer to producer, to picking a zero capital skill, to building your income stock, and finally igniting that wealth flywheel. The path is clearer and more accessible than it has ever been in human history. The only question left is, what will you build?